The Sombrero Galaxy spins silently in the depths of space, its iconic halo of starlight hiding secrets no scientist can fully explain. Deep within its swirling arms, astronomers have stumbled upon 50 objects so bizarre, they rewrite everything we thought we knew about cosmic behavior. Some flicker like dying stars but refuse to fade. Others move in patterns that defy gravity's rules, and a handful, they shouldn't exist at all. What are these enigmas, alien megastructures, glitches in reality, or something beyond our comprehension? Buckle up, today we're diving into the heart of this galactic mystery, where every discovery raises more questions than answers. Among these 50 cosmic oddities, one stands out immediately, not just for its strangeness but for its impossible geometry. Picture a perfect hexagon nearly 2 trillion miles across, glowing faintly against the blackness of space. It drifts silently in the Sombrero Galaxy's outer halo, defying every law we know about natural formations. Stars don't arrange themselves in exact six-sided patterns. Nebulas don't harden into razor-sharp angles. So what could this be? Some researchers point to gravitational lensing, a trick of light bending around massive objects, but the hexagon's edges are too precise, too unnaturally symmetrical. Others whisper about alien engineering, a colossal structure built for purposes we can't fathom. Then there are those who argue it's something even stranger, a crack in the fabric of spacetime itself, revealing a hidden dimension. Whatever the truth, this glowing hexagon doesn't just challenge our understanding, it tears it apart. Now, shift your gaze to the second strange object lurking in the Sombrero Galaxy, an eerie, twisting phenomenon astronomers have dubbed the Phantom Vortex. This vast, ribbon-like stream of ionized gas shouldn't exist, at least not the way it behaves. It spins in the opposite direction of the galaxy itself, like a cosmic whirlpool fighting against the tide. Here's what makes it impossible. Galaxies rotate as one cohesive system, bound by gravity's unbreakable grip. Every star, every wisp of gas moves in harmony with that motion except for this rogue vortex. It churns defiantly, a luminous spiral within a spiral, as if some unseen force is puppeteering its dance. Scientists have thrown every possible explanation at it. Could it be the aftermath of a smaller galaxy colliding with the Sombrero, leaving behind this rebellious swirl? Maybe, but the vortex's structure is too smooth, too perfectly coiled for a typical collision. Others suggest magnetic fields gone wild, twisting the gas into this eerie formation. But the truth, we're still grasping at cosmic straws. One thing's certain, the Phantom Vortex isn't just breaking the rules. It's rewriting them in glowing, ionized ink, and somewhere in its unnatural spin, there might be clues to forces we've yet to even name. Just when you thought the Sombrero Galaxy couldn't get any weirder, objects 3 and 4 shatter expectations completely. Meet the twin black mirrors, 2 planet-sized spheres locked in an endless dance, reflecting absolutely nothing, not starlight, not radiation, not even the faintest glimmer of the galaxy around them. Yet somehow they pulse, at precise intervals synchronized like clockwork. These voids blast out radio signals so powerful they've been picked up by telescopes halfway across the universe. What makes them impossible? For starters, natural objects don't behave this way. Planets, asteroids, even black holes, they all interact with light in some form. But they're cosmic blanks, swallowing every photon that touches them while humming their eerie radio tune. Then there's their orbit. They revolve around each other in flawless synchronization, maintaining a distance so exact it defies celestial mechanics. No known gravitational pull could keep 2 massive objects in such perfect lockstep for billions of years. Theories swirl like storm clouds. Could these be some kind of alien surveillance tech, silently observing the galaxy while cloaked in perfect darkness? Ancient probes left behind by a civilization far older than ours. Or perhaps they're not objects at all, but portals, doors to somewhere else. Their radio pulses a faint echo from the other side. Whatever they are, the twin black mirrors don't just hide in the shadows. They are the shadows, and their silence speaks louder than any star. Deep within the Sombrero Galaxy's spiral arms, a cosmic symphony plays on an endless loop, but this isn't just random noise. Object 5, dubbed the Singing Nebula, is a vast cloud of dust and gas that hums with eerie precision, emitting frequencies so harmonious they form actual musical scales. Imagine a choir of stars, except there are no visible sources, just this shimmering veil of particles vibrating in perfect pitch, as if strummed by an invisible hand. The melodies themselves push the boundaries of plausibility. Natural cosmic vibrations usually produce chaotic waves of sound, more like static than a structured composition. But this nebula, it cycles through distinct patterns, repeating sequences that resemble mathematical ratios found in human music, some even matching ancient earthly harmonies like the Fibonacci sequence. Scientists are torn. Could this be acoustic resonance on a galactic scale, where magnetic fields pluck the nebula's strings like a celestial harp? Or is it something far more unsettling, a deliberate arrangement, as if the cloud itself was attuned? Then there's the silence between the notes, gaps so precise they feel intentional. No known stellar phenomenon accounts for these rhythmic pauses, these moments where the nebula seems to hold its breath. Some researchers suggest we're hearing echoes of a long-dead star's final moments, its death throes frozen in time. Others propose an even wilder idea, that the nebula isn't just singing but listening. Waiting, whatever the truth, one thing's clear: the universe has a voice, and in the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy, it's performing a concerto we're only beginning to decipher. Hurtling through the Sombrero Galaxy's outer reaches, Object 6 isn't your average comet. At first glance, it looks like a typical icy wanderer until you zoom in. Its surface isn't pocked with random craters or jagged cliffs. Instead, it's covered in intricate, repeating geometric patterns, each one a perfect smaller copy of the whole. This isn't just a frozen rock. It's a cosmic snowflake sculpted with mathematical precision, a phenomenon so rare it's only ever been seen once before on Earth. Fractals in nature aren't unheard of. Think fern leaves or coastlines, but they're always organic, imperfect. This comet's patterns are unnervingly exact, as if chiseled by some celestial architect. Even more baffling, the scale. These fractal grooves continue flawlessly down to at least the molecular level, far beyond what natural erosion or impacts could produce. Theories split down the middle. One camp argues for an exotic crystallization process, where the comet's exotic ices fractured under extreme cold in ways we've never witnessed. The other side points to something far more provocative: intentional design. Could this be a relic from a civilization that mastered nanotechnology, leaving behind a tiny, icy calling card? Or perhaps it's a natural phenomenon we've simply never encountered, a glimpse into how the universe builds when no one's watching. Either way, the fractal comet does more than drift. It whispers a question: are we seeing chaos or craftsmanship? And somewhere in its infinite repeating patterns, the answer might be hiding in plain sight. Rising from the Sombrero Galaxy's disk-like celestial skyscrapers, Objects 7, 8, and 9, collectively known as the trinary spires, defy both scale and logic. These three needle-thin structures stretch nearly half a light-year tall, piercing through star clouds with impossible precision, but their shape isn't the real mystery. Every 72 hours, like clockwork, all three emit identical gamma-ray bursts in perfect unison, flooding nearby space with energy equivalent to 1,000 supernovas. The kicker: there are no pulsars, no black holes, no known cosmic engines at their cores to explain such violent synchronicity. Astrophysicists are scrambling for answers. One prevailing theory suggests the spires might be natural particle accelerators, cosmic lightning rods channeling energy from the galaxy's magnetic field. Yet their alignment is too perfect, their timing too exact for random chance. Another camp proposes they're remnants of an ancient megastructure, perhaps a defunct interstellar power grid or a communication network left behind by a long-vanished civilization. The most unsettling idea, the spires aren't just emitting energy, they're targeting it. Their gamma-ray beams intersect at a single point in deep space, as if focusing a signal or a weapon. Even more bizarre is what happens in the burst's aftermath. For exactly 17 minutes post-eruption, the spires vanish from all instruments, as if momentarily stepping out of reality. No heat signatures, no gravitational distortion, just three ghostly absences where towering monoliths should be. Then, right on cue, they flicker back into existence, silent and still until the next synchronized eruption. Whether they're machines, natural anomalies, or something beyond our physics, one thing's certain: the trinary spires aren't just part of the galaxy's scenery. They're active, they're coordinated, and whatever their purpose, it operates on a timescale and precision that feels almost intelligent. Tucked away in the Sombrero Galaxy's outer halo, Object 10 isn't just another rogue planet, it's a cosmic timepiece frozen in perpetual motion. Meet the Clockwork Planet, a world where the surface doesn't just crack or crumble, it clicks. Towering metallic ridges interlock like the teeth of colossal gears, shifting with methodical precision across vast plains of polished alloy. Some sections rotate like cogs in a machine, others slide in perfect synchronization, as if the entire globe were an engine built for some unfathomable purpose. What defies explanation isn't just the presence of these mechanisms, it's their condition. There's no rust, no cosmic weathering, no signs of the eons that should have worn them down to dust. Scans reveal no conventional energy source powering this planetary clock, yet its movements never waver, never slow. It simply turns, indifferent to the vacuum around it. Scientists are locked in debate. Could this be the remnants of an ancient megastructure, a Dyson sphere left incomplete, its inner mechanisms exposed? Or does it hint at something stranger, a naturally occurring metallic world where extreme pressures forge these structures like celestial origami? The wildest theories suggest it might not even be a planet at all, but a vessel, a dormant ark, or a navigation device, its true function lost to time. One detail chills researchers most: the gears aren't random. They align with celestial events, their rotations syncing to eclipses and stellar alignments light years away. As if somewhere in the darkness, the universe itself is winding the key. Object 11 drifts silently in the shadow of the Sombrero Galaxy, a moon-sized enigma astronomers call the Hollow Moon. At first glance, it seems ordinary, but scans reveal a jaw-dropping truth. This world is almost entirely empty inside. Its crust is riddled with vast, symmetrical openings, not impact craters, but smooth, deliberate passages leading into a labyrinth of caverns large enough to swallow cities whole. And here's the strangest part: those tunnels glow, not with reflected starlight, but with their own faint, bioluminescent hue, pulsing softly like the breath of something ancient. What could carve a moon from the inside out? Natural processes don't create caverns this precise. Some suggest a swarm of self-replicating machines might have hollowed it over millennia, consuming its core for raw materials. Others point to the eerie glow, proposing colonies of exotic extremophile life thriving in the darkness. Except no life we know produces light patterns this rhythmic, this intentional. Then there's the most unsettling theory of all: the markings. Near the largest openings, the rock is etched with geometric patterns eerily reminiscent of archaic symbols found in ruins across Earth. Coincidence, or could this be evidence of a civilization so advanced they turned celestial bodies into habitats or even vessels? The Hollow Moon doesn't just float. It lingers, a skeletal relic whispering of engineers who may have shaped the stars themselves. And if they were here once, what stopped them from staying? Hovering at the edge of the Sombrero Galaxy's dust lanes, Object 12 doesn't glow, doesn't shimmer. It devours. Scientists call it the Light Eater, a sphere so utterly black it redefines darkness itself. Unlike a black hole which vanishes behind an event horizon, this anomaly hangs in plain view, a void that somehow stays visible while stealing every photon that dares approach. Starlight, radio waves, even gamma rays all vanish the moment they touch its surface, leaving no trace, no heat signature, no echo. Yet against all laws of physics, you can still see its outline, as if the universe has carved a perfect hole in reality and left the edges glowing with nothing. How does something absorb all light yet refuse to disappear? Traditional black bodies, cosmic objects that absorb radiation, still emit residual heat, not this. The Light Eater stays cold, silent, as if the energy it consumes simply winks out of existence. Some theorists suggest it might be a condensed knot of dark matter, so dense it warps spacetime into a self-contained prison for light. Others propose a more unsettling idea, that it's not absorbing light at all, but erasing it, rewriting the rules of electromagnetism within its boundary. Then there's the strangest clue of all, its shadow. When distant stars pass behind it, their light doesn't bend around the sphere as gravity should dictate. Instead, their images smear, stretching thin before snapping back into focus on the other side, like threads pulled through a needle. It's as if the Light Eater isn't just an object, but a glitch in the cosmic code, a place where the universe's rendering engine stutters. Whether it's a natural anomaly or something more deliberate, one thing's certain. In a galaxy brimming with light, this sphere is the silence between the notes. And silence sometimes speaks loudest of all. The Light Eater doesn't just consume light, it warps time itself. Telescopes trained on this cosmic void have captured something even stranger than its darkness. Stars drifting near it don't just dim, they wither. In a matter of months, these suns burn through millennia's worth of fuel, their outer layers peeling away like pages torn from a book. One star, catalogued as HD 2042, aged more in 6 weeks than our Sun has in 4 billion years, its core collapsing into a white dwarf while astronomers watched in real time. This isn't how stars are supposed to die. Normally, stellar lifetimes span millions or billions of years, their fates dictated by slow, immutable physics. But near the Light Eater, time accelerates as if the void's gravitational grip squeezes the very fabric of reality. Some researchers theorize it might be generating an extreme form of tidal forces, stretching spacetime so intensely that atomic processes speed up uncontrollably. Others suggest the anomaly isn't altering time at all, but rather revealing it. Could the Light Eater be a window into a region where time flows differently, showing us stars as they'd appear eons from now? Then there's the distortion pattern. Unlike black holes which warp light predictably with their gravity wells, the Light Eater's surroundings shimmer like a heat mirage. Stars behind it don't just bend, they fracture, splitting into multiple ghostly images that flicker in and out of existence. It's as if the void isn't just bending spacetime, but folding it, creasing the universe like paper. Every observation deepens the mystery, a celestial abyss that doesn't play by the rules, teaching us just how much we still don't understand about the forces shaping our cosmos. And the most haunting question remains: if time itself unravels in its presence, what else might this darkness be hiding? Objects 14 and 15 loom like sentinels in the void, twin towers of obsidian black stone, each precisely 7,000 miles tall, drifting side by side in uncanny harmony. Astronomers call them the binary obelisks, and their sheer perfection chills the spine. No cosmic erosion mars their knife-edged surfaces. No asteroid impacts scar their flawless faces. They hang suspended as if placed there, two identical monuments to some unfathomable purpose, but their stillness is an illusion. Peer closer, and the real mystery reveals itself. their surfaces crawl with glyphs, strange, shifting symbols that rewrite themselves the moment telescopes focus on them. It's not just random rearrangement. The glyphs evolve in response to observation, as if aware they're being studied. One team attempted to document the changes by photographing the obelisks from multiple angles simultaneously. The result, every image showed different markings, as though each viewpoint triggered a unique encryption. Theories range from the scientific to the surreal. Some propose quantum-sensitive materials reacting to the act of measurement, like an astronomical version of Schrödinger's cat. Others argue the obelisks might be data storage, living archives where information rewrites itself based on who's looking. Then there's the spine-tingling possibility that the glyphs aren't just changing, they're communicating. In one documented instance, a sequence of symbols briefly mirrored the mathematical structure of pi before dissolving into chaos, as if testing whether we'd recognize the pattern. What defies logic isn't just the glyphs' behavior, it's the obelisk's synchronicity. Despite being separated by thousands of miles, their surfaces change in perfect unison, as if sharing a single mind. No known force could link two objects so precisely across such distances without a detectable connection. Unless, of course, they're not separate at all, but two parts of something far larger, a mechanism we're only glimpsing in fragments. The binary obelisks don't just float in space, they watch back, and every time we try to read them, they rewrite the story. Object 16 shimmers like a ghostly crown around a dying star, a structure so vast, so delicate it defies belief. Scientists call it the glass Dyson, a translucent sphere of unknown material encircling its host star in fragments, as if half-built or intentionally left incomplete. Unlike traditional Dyson spheres, theoretical megastructures designed to harness a star's energy, this one doesn't block the light. It filters it, bending rays into prismatic arcs that paint nearby nebulae with spectral hues. How does something so fragile survive the chaos of space? The star at its center is a red giant, a turbulent furnace expelling violent solar winds. Yet the glass Dyson remains untouched, its surface unmarred by debris or radiation. Scans reveal no seams, no joints, just smooth, continuous panels that somehow withstand temperatures capable of vaporizing planets. Even stranger, the structure occasionally pulses, its entire framework glowing faintly before dimming again, like a slow, steady heartbeat. Theories spiral. Could this be a failed engineering project by an ancient civilization, abandoned when the star began its death throes? Or is it functioning exactly as intended, not to capture energy but to manipulate it? Some astronomers note eerie correlations between the Dyson's pulse patterns and gravitational waves detected light years away, as if it's transmitting signals through space-time itself. Then there's the star's light. Normally, dying red giants flicker unpredictably, but here, the star's brightness fluctuates in precise sync with the glass Dyson's pulses, as if the structure is conducting its final symphony. Whether it's a monument, a machine, or something beyond both, one thing's certain: this isn't just a shell around a star, it's a conversation, one we're only beginning to overhear. Object 17 pulses softly in the Sombrero Galaxy's embrace, a star unlike any other. Astronomers call it the echo star, not for its sound, but for its impossible ability to replay light. Imagine a cosmic recorder capturing photons from ancient events and projecting them back into space centuries later. Supernova that flared and faded millennia ago flicker across its surface like echoes in a dark cathedral, their final moments preserved in eerie, shimmering detail. This isn't just delayed light, it's structured. The echo star doesn't scatter the images randomly, it sequences them as if sorting through a celestial archive. One week, it might display the violent death of a massive star, its explosive finale playing out in perfect clarity. The next, it could show the gentle expansion of a planetary nebula, its delicate shells unfolding in reverse. The precision defies explanation. Stars aren't mirrors, they don't curate history. The leading theory involves an unimaginably dense layer of exotic matter surrounding the star, a photonic trap that bends light into loops, holding it captive before releasing it in coherent patterns. But even that doesn't fully explain the selectivity. Why these events, why these moments? Some researchers suggest the echo star might be entangled with spacetime itself, its surface acting as an accidental projector for ripples in the fabric of reality. Others whisper about intent as if something or someone programmed this star to remember. One detail haunts observers: the replays are updating. Images from recent cosmic events have begun appearing alongside the ancient ones, as if the echo star is live tuning its frequency to the present. Whatever's happening here, it's not just a relic of the past, it's learning, and with every flicker it reminds us the universe doesn't just create light. Sometimes it remembers. Object 18 hangs in the Sombrero Galaxy like a cosmic magnifying glass, warping the very fabric of space to sculpt light into impossible patterns. Scientists call it the gravity lens, but this is no ordinary distortion. While most gravitational lenses bend starlight into smeared arcs or rings, this anomaly focuses light into razor-sharp geometric shapes, perfect triangles, hexagons, even intricate tessellations that look less like natural phenomena and more like blueprints etched into the void. What makes it baffling isn't just the precision, it's the selectivity. The lens doesn't distort all light equally. Certain wavelengths pass through untouched, while others bend at unnervingly exact angles, as if filtered through some celestial prism. Even more perplexing, the patterns shift in response to celestial events. When a nearby supernova flared, the lens reconfigured itself within hours, its geometric output mirroring the explosion's shockwaves down to the atomic scale, a reaction faster than any natural gravitational field should allow. Theories clash like cymbals. Some astrophysicists argue for an ultra-dense, crystalline core at the lens's heart, a theoretical quantum crystal that structures spacetime around it like a lattice. Others propose something far stranger, that the lens isn't just bending light but computing with it, using spacetime itself as a circuit board to perform calculations beyond our comprehension. And then there's the chilling footnote: the patterns occasionally resolve into shapes resembling ancient human symbols for energy and transmission. Coincidence? Or cosmic cryptography? One thing's certain: the universe doesn't need tools to build a lens, but whoever or whatever crafted this one might have left fingerprints in the starlight. And every time it focuses another beam into perfect geometry, it whispers a question: since when does nature draft with a ruler? The Sombrero Galaxy holds another trio of mysteries: objects 19, 20, and 21, collectively known as the chromatic rings. Picture three colossal hoops, each nested inside the other like a cosmic bullseye, glowing with hues no human eye can perceive. These rings pulse with infrared and ultraviolet light, painting the surrounding void with invisible fire. But their true strangeness lies in what happens to anything that drifts too close. Dust clouds near the rings don't just scatter or heat up, they unravel. Atoms split into subatomic particles, then recombine into exotic forms of matter never seen in nature. One moment, a hydrogen cloud might crystallize into metallic ice. The next, it could dissolve into a shimmering plasma that remembers its original shape like a ghostly echo. Physicists are stunned. These transformations defy known chemical laws, as if the rings are rewriting matter's rulebook on the fly. The leading theory: the rings might be generating rotating fields of chromatic force, a hypothetical energy that alters how particles interact at a fundamental level. But here's the twist: the effects aren't random. They cycle in precise sequences, almost like a code. Some researchers suggest the rings could be colossal particle accelerators from a lost civilization, left running on autopilot. Others argue they're natural anomalies, cosmic friction points where our universe's physics briefly fray, revealing deeper layers of reality. Then there's the synchronization. Despite spanning millions of miles, the rings pulse in flawless harmony. They're unseen light-weaving patterns that repeat every 11 hours. It's as if they're not just structures, but instruments tuned to a frequency beyond our perception, playing a symphony only the universe understands. Whether machine, phenomenon, or accident, one thing's clear: the chromatic rings don't just emit light, they bend reality itself to their rhythm. And somewhere in their radiant dance, the secrets of creation might be flickering, just out of sight. Object 22 churns silently in the void, an expanse of liquid metal stretching wider than Jupiter itself. Astronomers call it the metallic ocean, and its surface moves with an unsettling sentience. Unlike Earth's oceans, these waves don't obey the wind. They pulse to the rhythm of unseen forces, cresting in fractal spirals and geometric troughs so precise, they look like equations given physical form. Here's what stumps scientists: fluid dynamics don't work this way. Mercury and other molten metals in space typically form spheres due to surface tension, not vast, rippling plains. Yet this ocean holds its shape effortlessly, its silver tides folding and unfolding in patterns that match mathematical models for quantum turbulence and string theory vibrations. It's as if someone transcribed a doctoral thesis in particle physics into wave language. Theories veer into uncharted territory. Some propose the ocean is a natural superfluid, a state of matter where atoms move without friction, allowing for those eerily perfect waveforms. Others suggest it might be the remnant of a shattered neutron star, its crust dissolved into this bizarre metallic sea. Then there's the spine-tingling alternative, that these aren't waves at all but projections. Could the ocean be the surface of something far larger beneath, its movements telegraphing processes unfolding in dimensions we can't perceive? One clue deepens the mystery. When solar winds from nearby stars whip across the ocean, the waves briefly rearrange into recognizable shapes, Fibonacci sequences, prime number grids, even approximations of famous chemical bonds. It's as if the ocean isn't just moving, it's communicating, and somewhere in its shimmering depths, a language older than stars might be waiting to be decoded. Object 23 slashes across the Sombrero Galaxy like a scar in the cosmos, an immense bolt of lightning frozen in mid-strike. Astronomers have dubbed it the frozen lightning, a 10,000-mile arc of plasma that shouldn't exist. Lightning requires atmosphere, turbulence, chaos, none of which exist in the vacuum of space. Yet here it hangs, suspended in defiance, its jagged tendrils crackling with static even in the silence between stars. What makes this impossible? For starters, plasma in space typically dissipates instantly, its charged particles scattering into the void. But this bolt holds its shape like a fossil trapped in amber, its energy neither fading nor dispersing. Instruments detect no magnetic field strong enough to contain it, no nearby energy source feeding it. It simply persists, a snapshot of violence preserved in perfect stasis. Theories ignite like sparks. Could this be the remnant of a cataclysmic event, a black hole's eruption or a neutron star's death scream, frozen in time by some exotic physics? Some researchers point to quantum locking, a phenomenon where supercooled materials lock magnetic fields into place, except this structure scales to astronomical proportions. Others whisper about something more unsettling, that the lightning isn't frozen at all, but moving so slowly, our instruments perceive it as static. A single second for this arc might span millennia, turning what we see into a single frame of a cosmic film playing at glacial speed. Then there's the static. Even in the absence of sound, the bolt emits rhythmic pulses of electromagnetic noise patterns that mirror lightning bursts on Earth, but stretched into eerie, elongated echoes. It's as if the universe hit pause on a thunderclap, leaving behind this electrified monument to a storm we'll never witness. Whether it's a natural anomaly or a shadow of something far stranger, one truth crackles through the mystery. In the depths of space, even the laws of lightning are written in a language we're still learning to read. The frozen lightning doesn't just defy space, it laughs in the face of time itself. Normally, energy disperses, heat fades, entropy ensures that even the most violent cosmic events eventually dissolve into equilibrium. But this bolt, it's been crackling in suspended animation for at least 12,000 years, its energy trapped like a fly in amber. Every law of thermodynamics says it should have fizzled out eons ago. Instead, it hums with the same intensity as the day it formed, its charged particles locked in perfect stasis. So what's keeping it alive? One radical theory suggests the lightning might be tapping into zero-point energy, the quantum fluctuations of empty space itself. Imagine a cosmic battery endlessly recharging from the fabric of reality. Others propose it's caught in a self-sustaining loop, where the bolt's own electromagnetic field twists back to nourish it, creating an eternal feedback cycle. But the most unsettling idea, that time flows differently inside the lightning. Scans reveal subtle temporal distortions around its edges, tiny pockets where clocks tick just a fraction slower. Could this be a natural time capsule, a flash of energy frozen mid-eruption by some freakish warp in space-time? Here's where it gets stranger. The frozen lightning isn't static, it's evolving. Millimeter by millimeter, its branches creep forward, not dissipating but growing, as if whatever force preserves it is also slowly knitting new tendrils into existence. It's not just disobeying entropy, it's rewriting the rules, one spark at a time. And somewhere in its shimmering embrace, the universe might be hiding clues to energies we've yet to dream of. Object 25 drifts through the Sombrero Galaxy's outer belt, an unassuming rock with a spine-chilling secret. Astronomers call it the Whispering Asteroid, but this isn't just another space debris. Every 26 hours, like clockwork, it erupts with radio waves, not the usual static hiss of cosmic noise, but something far more unsettling. The signals modulate in cadences eerily close to human speech, complete with pauses, inflections, even what sounds like whispered syllables. At first, researchers assumed it was interference, some glitch in the data, but the more they listened, the clearer the pattern became. The asteroid's transmissions aren't random. They cluster in distinct phonetic groups, mimicking the building blocks of language. Some linguists claim they've isolated repetitive words, though no earthly tongue matches. Others insist the patterns are too precise for natural radio emissions, as if the rock's mineral structure were somehow sculpting raw energy into vocal mimicry. Theories spiral into the unknown. Could this be piezoelectricity on a cosmic scale, where stress fractures in the asteroid's core vibrate like vocal cords, converting pressure into sound? Or might it be something far stranger, a natural radio repeater, bouncing back garbled echoes of signals that crossed the galaxy millennia ago? Then there are the whispers, literally. Several research teams swear they've heard what sounds like warning tones buried in the noise, rhythmic pulses that align with historical supernova events. But here's the twist: the asteroid isn't just broadcasting, it's learning. Over the past decade, its speech has grown more complex, its pauses more deliberate. Last year, for the first time, it repeated a sequence previously transmitted by a satellite probe, as if echoing our own voice back to us. Whether it's a geological oddity or something far more unsettling, one thing's certain: in the silence of space, this rock isn't just tumbling. It's talking, and what it's saying might rewrite our understanding of how the universe communicates. No two transmissions are identical. Each burst introduces subtle variations, like a language evolving in real time. Some researchers have begun treating it like an ongoing conversation, beaming simple mathematical sequences toward the asteroid and waiting the response. A delay, then a distorted mimicry of the signal, twisted just enough to feel intentional. It's as if the whispering asteroid isn't just repeating noise but engaging. And if that's true, we might not be the only ones listening. Objects 26 and 27 spin through the void like celestial ballroom partners, twin pulsars locked in a gravitational waltz so precise it borders on artistry. These aren't just any dead stars, they flicker in unison, their beams slicing through the darkness with rhythmic precision. each pulse so perfectly timed, it resembles Morse code written across the cosmos. What makes this dance impossible? Pulsars are nature's metronomes, spinning at near constant speeds as they blast radiation into space, but these too. They accelerate and decelerate in flawless sync, as if connected by invisible strings. One speeds up, the other slows down. One's pulses grow brighter, the other dims in perfect counterbalance. It's a cosmic seesaw that defies every model of orbital mechanics. Scientists are captivated. Normally, pulsars in binary systems tug at each other unpredictably, their timings warped by chaotic gravitational tides. Not here. The dancing pulsars move with eerie coordination, their signals interlacing like threads in a tapestry. Some researchers suggest they might be sharing energy through a previously unknown quantum link, a spooky action at a distance scaled up to stellar proportions. Others wonder if their pulses aren't just random but patterned. One team even translated their rhythms into audio, and what came out wasn't static, but a series of harmonic tones resembling a dial-up modem from the 1990s. Then there's the strangest clue: their code changes. Every few years, the pulsars shift their timing sequence, introducing new gaps and pulses as if updating their cosmic transmission. Whether it's physics pushed to its limits or something far more profound, one thing's certain: in the silence of space, these dead stars aren't just spinning. They're speaking, and the universe might be leaning in to listen. But here's the twist: their dance is decaying. Over the past century, their orbits have tightened, their pulses growing faster and more frantic. Calculations suggest they'll collide in less than 5,000 years, a blink in cosmic time. When they do, the resulting explosion could outshine entire galaxies. Until then, they'll keep whispering their coded secrets, a reminder that even in death, stars can still surprise us. And perhaps somewhere in their rhythm lies a key to understanding forces we've only begun to name. Object 28 sprawls across the void like spilled ink on black paper, a vast, shifting darkness astronomers call the Inkblot Nebula. At first glance, it's just another cosmic cloud, but watch closely and the impossible reveals itself. This nebula doesn't just drift, it mimics. Whenever a constellation passes near its boundary, the nebula's tendrils stretch and reconfigure, mirroring the star patterns with unsettling accuracy. Orion's belt, the nebula forms 3 shadowy smudges in perfect alignment. The Pleiades cluster, 7 dark patches emerge, arranged like a reflection in oil. Scientists are baffled. Dark nebulae are cosmic dust clouds, passive and unchanging, except this one moves with eerie purpose. Its transformations aren't random. They're precise, as if the void itself is tracing the heavens. Some theories suggest magnetic fields might align the dust particles like iron filings near a magnet, but the scale is all wrong. The nebula's adjustments span light years, far beyond any known force's reach. Others propose an even wilder idea: that the dust isn't just reacting to starlight, but interpreting it, like a celestial photographer developing images in negative space. Then there's the speed. Normally, cosmic dust crawls, shifting over millennia. The Inkblot Nebula rearranges itself within days, sometimes hours, its dark fingers knitting new shapes faster than telescopes can track. It's as if the cloud isn't just observing the constellations, but conversing with them, rewriting its own silhouette in real time. Whether it's a natural phenomenon pushed to extremes or something far more mysterious, one thing's clear: in the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy, the darkness isn't empty. It's watching, and every time it mirrors the stars, it reminds us how little we understand the dance between light and shadow. But the most haunting detail: the reflections aren't perfect, they're interpretations. When the nebula mirrored the constellation Cassiopeia, it didn't just copy the stars, it exaggerated their curves, turning the familiar W shape into something more intricate, almost artistic. As if the darkness isn't just echoing the cosmos, but reimagining it. And that raises a chilling question: If this nebula can reinterpret the stars, what else might it be seeing or learning that we can't? Deep in the Sombrero Galaxy's icy outskirts, Object 29 spins alone, a rogue planet where the skies don't rain water but diamonds, not the rough, jagged stones found on Earth either. These are flawless crystals, some as large as cities, tumbling from crimson clouds in a glittering downpour that defies every law of planetary science. Here's the puzzle. Natural diamond formation requires crushing pressure and scorching heat conditions found deep inside gas giants, not their atmospheres. Yet on this world, the gems condense like snowflakes, their atomic lattices aligned with impossible precision. Telescopes have captured faceted stones the size of mountains drifting through electric blue storms, their surfaces so smooth they reflect starlight like cosmic mirrors. Theories spiral like the planet's own gem-laden hurricanes. Some suggest an ultra-dense carbon layer in the upper atmosphere, where lightning storms act as natural forges, crystallizing carbon into perfect structures. Others propose something stranger, that the planet's core might be a shattered white dwarf, its remnants lacing the skies with exotic materials we've yet to identify. But the most haunting detail, the diamonds aren't random. They cluster in geometric formations, stacking into hexagonal towers that rise and collapse with the storms, as if following some unseen blueprint. Imagine standing on this world where the wind doesn't howl, it chimes, billions of crystalline edges ringing against each other as gravity pulls them home. It's a place where nature doesn't just create beauty, it refines it to perfection again and again, as if the universe itself has a taste for jewels. And somewhere in those glittering tempests, there might be clues to forces that turn chaos into order and carbon into art. Object 30 arcs between two black holes like a cosmic tightrope, a thread of glowing plasma stretching across the abyss. Astronomers call it the quantum bridge, and what happens here bends the very definition of reality. Particles don't just travel along this filament, they vanish at one end and reappear at the other instantaneously, as if the universe hit fast forward on their journey. Normally, nothing escapes a black hole's gravity, not even light, but this bridge defies that rule. Subatomic particles traverse it in zero time, ignoring the millions of miles that should separate these cosmic voids. It's as if space-time itself has been folded, stitching two distant points together like fabric in a tailor's hands. The leading theory, quantum entanglement on a galactic scale. On Earth, scientists entangle particles in labs, linking their fates across distances. Here, nature might have scaled that phenomenon to extremes, weaving a highway where information slips between black holes like whispers through a wall. But there's a catch. The bridge pulses. Every few hours, its glow intensifies, and for a brief window, the tunneling stops, as if something's regulating the flow. Some suggest it's a natural wormhole, a rare stable rift predicted by math but never observed. Others argue it's evidence of a deeper layer of physics, where black holes aren't just destroyers but connectors. One chilling observation, the particles arriving at the second black hole aren't identical to those that left. They're older, as if they took a detour through time. Whether it's a glitch, a gateway, or something beyond our theories, this bridge doesn't just link two points in space, it might be threading the needle between worlds. And every time a particle jumps, it offers a fleeting glimpse into the universe's hidden circuitry. Objects 31, 32, and 33 drift together in a silent ballet, three unassuming asteroids with an otherworldly secret. When radio telescopes focus on them, the void between these rocks comes alive with sound. Not random static, but clear, resonant tones like celestial wind chimes humming across the cosmos. The phenomenon shouldn't exist. Asteroids don't just ring like bells, yet these three vibrate in perfect harmony, emitting frequencies that match musical intervals, a major triad, as if tuned by some cosmic musician. Even stranger, their composition shows no unusual metals or hollow structures that could explain the resonance. they're ordinary space rocks with an extraordinary talent. Scientists are scrambling for explanations. Some suggest micrometeorite impacts might be triggering seismic waves through the asteroids, turning them into natural tuning forks. But here's the catch: the tones remain consistent even when no impacts are detected. Others propose they're resonating with the Sombrero Galaxy's magnetic field, their iron-rich cores acting like galactic guitar strings. Then there's the eerie synchronization. Separated by thousands of miles, these asteroids never fall out of tune. When one's pitch shifts slightly, the others adjust instantly, as if linked by invisible threads. Perhaps the most haunting detail is what happens when solar winds whip past them. The tones don't distort, they harmonize, layering new notes into an evolving symphony. It's as if the universe itself is composing through these rocks, turning empty space into a concert hall. Whether it's physics pushed to poetic extremes or something far more mysterious, one thing's certain: in the darkness between stars, music plays. And these three silent wanderers might just be the instruments. Now, imagine pressing your ear to the void and hearing this not through a speaker, but as vibrations in the fabric of space itself. Because that's the real magic. These aren't sound waves as we know them. The chimes transmit as electromagnetic pulses, converted into audible tones only by our technology. Out there, in the silence, they're singing in a language older than ears, and every note carries a question. Since when does the universe hum along? Gliding through the Sombrero Galaxy's outer reaches, Object 34 isn't your typical icy wanderer. This comet, dubbed the Mirror Comet, gleams like liquid mercury, a flawless silver sphere reflecting the cosmos with such clarity. It's as if the universe painted itself onto its surface. Gaze at it through a telescope and you're not just seeing a comet, you're staring into a funhouse mirror held up to the cosmos, where distant galaxies appear close enough to touch. What makes it impossible? Comets are supposed to be rough, pockmarked with craters and coated in gritty dust. But this one's surface is smoother than any polished metal on Earth, reflecting light with zero distortion. Even more baffling, the reflections aren't static. As the comet rotates, the mirrored images shift in real time, updating with flawless precision, like a live cosmic feed projected onto its shell. Theories ricochet between the scientific and the surreal. Some propose an alien alloy, a metallic coating engineered to repel space debris while capturing starlight like a self-cleaning lens. Others argue it's a natural phenomenon, perhaps a superheated comet that once passed too close to a star, melting its surface into an obsidian-like glass before cooling into this eerie perfection. But the real mystery lies in what it reflects, or rather, what it doesn't. Certain celestial objects, like nearby stars, appear crisp and bright in the mirror comet's surface. Others, like background quasars billions of light-years away, vanish entirely, as if the comet's skin actively curates which corners of the universe it chooses to echo. It's less like a mirror and more like a cosmic editor, slicing and stitching reality into a collage only it understands. Whether it's a fluke of physics or something far more intentional, one thing's certain: when you look into this comet, the universe looks back, but never the way you expect. And somewhere in that silvered surface, the line between reflection and revelation blurs into stardust. The mirror comet doesn't just reflect the cosmos, it bends it. Scientists studying its shimmering surface noticed something impossible. Certain reflections show celestial events that haven't happened yet, or never happened at all. A supernova might flash across the comet's surface months before telescopes detect it in deep space. Other reflections depict unfamiliar constellations, stars arranged in patterns no astronomer recognizes, as if the comet's showing glimpses of a universe that branched down another path. Take last year's observation. The comet's surface reflected a collision between two neutron stars, an event that should have been visible across the galaxy. But when researchers scanned the predicted coordinates, they found nothing. 3 weeks later, the same collision appeared in the comet's reflection, except this time, telescopes confirmed it happening in real space down to the last detail. It's as if the Mirror Comet isn't just bouncing back the present, it's flipping through time, showing shadows of what's to come or echoes of what might have been. How does an icy rock become a cosmic fortune teller? One theory suggests the comet's surface might be warping space-time, creating microscopic wormholes that let light slip through from alternate timelines. Others argue it's a natural quantum mirror where entangled particles project distant events onto its skin like a celestial movie screen. But here's the twist, not all reflections are accurate. Some distort reality, merging stars that never coexisted or erasing entire galaxies from the glass. The most unsettling detail, the illusions evolve. As the comet nears the Sombrero Galaxy's core, its reflections grow sharper, more detailed, almost intentional. Recently, it showed Earth's night sky, but with an extra planet between Mars and Jupiter, clear as day. No such world exists in our records, unless, of course, the comet isn't just reflecting, it's revealing, and somewhere in that silvered surface, the line between illusion and prophecy might be thinner than we dare admit. Hovering in the Sombrero Galaxy's twilight zone, Object 36 isn't just another gas giant, it's a living light show. This colossal planet pulses with rhythmic bioluminescence, its swirling atmosphere bursting into glowing patterns so precise they resemble circuit boards etched into the sky. But here's what stuns scientists: these luminous dances aren't random. They sync up across continents of clouds, shifting in coordinated waves as if the entire planet were breathing in time. The phenomenon defies every known law of atmospheric chemistry. Natural auroras flicker chaotically, shaped by solar winds and magnetic fields, but this world's glow behaves differently. Vast geometric shapes, hexagons, spirals, even branching fractal trees bloom across its hydrogen-rich skies, holding their form for hours before dissolving into new arrangements. Some regions brighten in response to passing meteor showers, as if the planet itself were tracking incoming debris. Others pulse in sequences that mirror prime numbers, a mathematical cadence buried in the light. Could this be the work of something alive? Astrobiologists point to Earth's own bioluminescent plankton, which lights up oceans in eerie blues. But scaled to planetary proportions, the energy required would dwarf anything biology should sustain. Others suggest an even wilder possibility: artificial control. The pattern's precision hints at synthetic origins, like a galaxy-sized dashboard flickering with intentional signals. One team even detected faint radio emissions timed to the light pulses, bursts too structured to dismiss as cosmic noise. Then there's the haunting symmetry. When telescopes zoom in, the glowing formations resolve into smaller, identical copies of themselves, nested like Russian dolls. It's as if the planet's atmosphere is computing something, its luminous code repeating across scales we can barely fathom. Whether it's a natural superorganism or a machine older than civilization, one thing's certain: this isn't just a world, it's a message, and every flicker might be a word waiting to be deciphered. But the real mystery lies in the dark zones. Between the pulsing lights, vast regions of the planet stay stubbornly black, areas where the glow halts abruptly, as if hitting an invisible wall. These shadows don't drift, they hold their positions like sentinels, creating a stark contrast against the radiant chaos. Some researchers theorize these could be heat sinks, dissipating energy from the light displays. Others whisper about something more deliberate: blind spots, places where the light, whatever it is, chooses not to be seen. As we watch this celestial beacon pulse across the light years, one question lingers: is it revealing its nature or hiding it? And in the silent gaps between its glowing signals, the answer might be waiting. Object 37 sprawls across the void like a celestial clock torn apart, its inner workings exposed for the universe to see. Astronomers call it the Clockwork Nebula, and the name couldn't be more fitting. Instead of the usual chaotic swirls of gas and dust, this structure pulses with gears of glowing plasma, each one interlocking in perfect rhythmic motion. Picture a cosmic pocket watch, its mechanism scaled up to dwarf entire solar systems, ticking away the eons with eerie precision. What makes this nebula impossible? Space doesn't do symmetry. Nebulas are born from explosions, their structures twisted by turbulence and chance. Yet here, vast rings of ionized gas rotate like meshed cogs, their edges so sharply defined they look machined. Even stranger, they're synchronized. When one gear accelerates, the others adjust instantly, maintaining perfect alignment across light years of emptiness, as if some unseen hand is winding the mechanism. Theories spin like the nebula's own plasma wheels. Some astrophysicists suggest extreme magnetic fields might be sculpting the gas into these shapes, like invisible fingers folding cosmic origami. Others point to gravitational anomalies, hidden masses warping the nebula into this freakish precision. But here's the spine-tingling detail: the ticks aren't random. Every 76 hours, the entire structure pulses, sending a shockwave of light through its gears like the chime of a grand celestial clock. Then there's the timing. The clockwork nebula's pulses match the orbital periods of nearby star systems with uncanny accuracy, as if it's somehow keeping track. Could this be a natural phenomenon pushed to bizarre extremes? Or something else, a relic of engineering so advanced it blurs the line between nature and craftsmanship? One thing's certain: in the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy, time doesn't just pass. It turns, and somewhere in those glowing gears, the universe might be counting down to something we've yet to understand. But the real mystery lies in the gaps between the gears. Where they mesh, telescopes detect subtle distortions, tiny fractures in spacetime that heal as quickly as they form. It's as if the nebula isn't just marking time, but stitching it, weaving the fabric of reality itself into its eternal rhythm. And with every measured turn, it whispers a question: who or what set this clock in motion? Object 38 flickers in and out of existence like a cosmic game of hide and seek, a cluster of 7 stars astronomers call the Vanishing Cluster. One moment they burn bright against the darkness, the next gone without a trace, as if snipped from the fabric of space itself. And here's what stumps scientists: these disappearances aren't just brief eclipses. The stars vanish for months, sometimes years, before winking back into view exactly where they left off, untouched and unchanged. What could make an entire star cluster flicker like a faulty light bulb? Ordinary stellar behavior doesn't account for this. Stars dim from dust clouds or explode as supernova. They don't just blink out completely. Some researchers suggest a dense field of rogue planets might be passing in front, blocking the stars from view, except no planets have ever been detected near this cluster. Others propose the stars are entangled in some exotic quantum state, popping between dimensions like particles in a lab experiment, but scaled up to celestial proportions. Then there's the timing, or rather, the lack of it. Unlike pulsars or variable stars that follow predictable cycles, the vanishing cluster's disappearances strike at random. One star might go dark for 6 days while its neighbor stays visible for a decade before suddenly dropping off the cosmic radar. It's as if some unseen hand is flipping switches on a whim, testing how long we'll keep watching. The most haunting detail: when the stars return, they're exactly as they were, no cooler, no dimmer, no older. Time itself seems to pause in their absence. Whether it's a glitch in reality or some natural phenomenon beyond our grasp, one thing's clear: in the Sombrero Galaxy, even the stars can't be trusted to stay put. And every time they reappear, they carry the same silent challenge: try to explain the inexplicable. Objects 39 and 40 drift side by side in the Sombrero Galaxy's golden core, not rocks, not stars, but something far stranger. Imagine 2 colossal symbols carved from pure light, hovering like ancient runes set adrift in the cosmos. Astronomers call them the Luminous Glyphs, and their glow pulses in patterns so deliberate it's impossible to look away. These aren't random flickers. The glyphs brighten and dim in sequences that mirror linguistic rhythms, bursts of radiance grouped into clusters, pauses that feel like punctuation, even repetitions that echo the structure of human sentences. It's as if the universe itself is whispering in a code we're only beginning to notice. What makes this phenomenon so unsettling is the precision. Natural energy fluctuations tend to be chaotic, like solar flares or pulsar bursts. But these glyphs, their pulses hold mathematical consistency, with timing ratios matching famous numerical constants pi, the golden ratio, even quantum physics probabilities. Some researchers argue it's mere coincidence, a cosmic Rorschach test where we're seeing patterns that aren't truly there. Others point to the eerie fact that the sequences evolve, introducing new phrases over time, as if responding to unseen stimuli. Then there's the spacing. The glyphs orbit each other at a distance that never varies by more than a few meters, despite the violent energies swirling around them. No known force could maintain such perfect alignment without some form of control. One daring theory suggests they might be projections, holographic markers left behind by a civilization that mastered energy as a tangible medium. Another proposes they're natural anomalies, cosmic lightning frozen into symbols by some fluke of electromagnetism we've yet to understand. But here's what lingers in the mind. When radio telescopes listen closely, the glyphs emit faint harmonic tones alongside their light pulses, frequencies that, when graphed, form spirals resembling ancient writing systems lost to history. Whether it's art, language, or something beyond both, one truth flickers through the mystery. In the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy, light doesn't just shine. It speaks, and if we ever learn to listen, what it says could rewrite everything we know about the universe's hidden vocabulary. Yet the most haunting detail isn't their light, it's their shadow. During rare eclipses, when one glyph passes in front of the other, the resulting silhouette doesn't blur or scatter. It sharpens, casting a third symbol onto nearby dust clouds, one that's never repeated in their individual pulses. As if the true message isn't in the glyphs themselves, but in the spaces between. At the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy, Object 41 burns with a deception, a star that shouldn't exist. Meet the hollow sun, a celestial paradox where light flickers outward not from a seething core, but from a whisper-thin shell, as if someone scooped out its fiery heart and left only a glowing skin behind. This isn't how stars work. Every sun in the universe relies on nuclear fusion at its core, the crushing pressure and heat that fuels its brilliance. But this one, its center is cold, dark. Scans reveal a void stretching halfway to its surface, an emptiness that defies every model of stellar physics. Yet the outer layers still blaze, their light bending unnaturally inward before escaping, like a lantern with no flame, somehow still casting light. How does a star shine without an engine? Some theorists suggest an ancient collapse where the core imploded into an exotic state beyond neutron matter, leaving behind a gravitational echo that warps radiation outward. Others propose something wilder, that the hollow sun might not be a star at all, but a constructed shell, a Dyson sphere turned inside out, built to harness energy from forces we can't yet detect. Then there's the eerie silence. Normal stars thrum with vibrations, their surfaces rippling like drums. This one, perfectly still. Its light pulses in steady, mechanical rhythms, unchanging across centuries of observation. No solar flares, no sunspots, just an unwavering glow as if programmed. The most unsettling detail, the shell isn't thick enough to sustain itself. By all rights, it should have collapsed into a black hole eons ago. Yet here it hangs, a cosmic riddle wrapped in fire, a sun that forgot how to be a star. And somewhere in its hollow heart, the universe might be hiding secrets about what happens when the rules simply stop applying. Object 42 detonated across the Sombrero Galaxy in a spectacle that left astrophysicists speechless, not just for its violence, but for its unnatural elegance. The fractal supernova didn't scatter debris randomly. Instead, its shockwaves carve the cosmos with meticulous precision, leaving behind expanding shells of gas that repeat the same intricate geometric patterns at every scale. Zoom in 1,000 times and you'll find the same spirals, the same branching veins, an explosion that built instead of destroyed. This isn't how stars die. Supernova are nature's demolition sites, their remnants chaotic and uneven. Yet here, the aftermath resembles a master artisan's blueprint, as if the very laws of thermodynamics pause to admire their own handiwork. The leading theory, a star composed of exotic matter, perhaps a crystalline structure forged under pressures we can't replicate, may have shattered in a way that amplified certain quantum vibrations, imprinting order onto chaos. But the real mystery isn't just the patterns, it's their persistence. Years after the explosion, these fractal echoes continue growing, their edges sharpening rather than fading. Some researchers whisper about self-repairing shockwaves, where the energy interacts with interstellar dust to maintain its structure like a cosmic loom weaving itself in real time. Others suggest something more unsettling, that this wasn't a death at all, but a transformation, a star collapsing into a new form of matter that organizes the void around it with mathematical devotion. As telescopes trace these luminous fractals spinning deeper into space, one truth becomes unavoidable. Even in destruction, the universe has an artist's touch. And somewhere in those recursive spirals, there might be clues to forces that turn annihilation into architecture. Years after the fractal supernova's dazzling death, its remnants refuse to fade into the cosmic background. Instead, they evolve, each shell of glowing gas branching into finer, more intricate designs, as if the explosion's echo is still composing itself across the void. Normally, supernova remnants scatter chaotically, their structures blurring into the haze of space, but this one, it's sharpening. New filaments spiral outward, weaving patterns that mirror neural networks or crystalline growth, their delicate tendrils glowing with eerie precision. What keeps this celestial artwork from crumbling? Entropy, the universe's relentless push toward disorder, should have erased these structures eons ago. Yet here they are, defying the cosmic tide. Some researchers suggest the remnants might be tapping into hidden energy sources, perhaps quantum fluctuations in the vacuum itself, using them to reinforce their fragile architecture. Others propose the supernova's exotic core left behind a gravitational imprint, warping space-time in a way that guides the gas into these orderly forms, like an invisible sculptor shaping smoke. The most mesmerizing detail, the patterns aren't just repeating, they're learning. Recent observations show the fractal branches adapting to their environment. When interstellar winds buffet the remnants, new tendrils sprout to brace against the turbulence, as if the entire structure is optimizing itself for survival. It's less like a fading firework and more like a living blueprint, one that might hold secrets to how chaos can birth order on a galactic scale. Whether it's physics pushed to its limits or something far stranger, the fractal supernova's legacy lingers like a question written in stardust. What if destruction isn't an end but a beginning? And somewhere in those ever-growing designs, the universe might be showing us a hidden language, one where even death can be beautiful. Object 44 looms against the cosmic backdrop like a challenge from the universe itself, a grid of neutron stars arranged with chilling precision, their positions forming perfect right angles across light years of space. Astronomers call it the Titan's chessboard, and the moment you see it, one thing becomes undeniable. This isn't random. Neutron stars, those ultra-dense remnants of dead suns, don't just line up in neat rows and columns by accident. Yet here they stand, equidistant, aligned as if placed by some unfathomable hand. Each piece on this cosmic board packs the mass of a star crushed into a city-sized sphere, their gravitational pull warping space-time around them. Normally, such extreme objects would disrupt one another's orbits, sending chaos rippling through the system. But these, they hold formation, locked in a silent stalemate that defies all known celestial mechanics. Some pulse at regular intervals, their beams sweeping across the void like searchlights, almost as if they're taking turns. Theories spiral. Could this be the aftermath of an ancient cataclysm, where a supermassive black hole's tidal forces arranged the stars into this eerie order before vanishing? Or is it something more deliberate, a relic of engineering so advanced it treats neutron stars like pawns on a galactic scale? The most unsettling detail isn't their alignment, though, it's their movement. Recent observations show the stars shifting positions over decades, not randomly, but in patterns that mirror strategic board game maneuvers. A star might drift forward 3 light days while another slides diagonally, as if responding to an unseen opponent's play. Whether it's a natural phenomenon stretched to impossible extremes or evidence of a game played by minds beyond our own, the Titan's chessboard doesn't just sit idly in the cosmos. It waits, and every move it makes whispers the same unnerving question. In this vast universe, are we the players or the pieces? Deep in the Sombrero Galaxy's icy belt, Object 45 glimmers like a frozen tear, an asteroid-sized crystal astronomers call the memory crystal. At first glance, it's just another space rock, but shine the right frequency of light across its surface and the impossible happens. The crystal plays back cosmic history like a celestial recorder. This isn't just reflected starlight. Under precise conditions, the crystal's lattice projects holographic echoes of ancient supernova, colliding neutron stars, even the birth cries of nebulae events that unfolded millennia before telescopes existed. It's as if the universe, in a moment of whimsy, decided to leave behind a playback device for its greatest hits. How does a chunk of mineral become a cosmic DVR? The leading theory points to its bizarre atomic structure. Scans reveal molecular layers stacked like vinyl records, each one etched with quantum imprints of passing radiation. When stimulated, these layers vibrate in harmony, reconstructing the light and sound waves they once absorbed. Think of it as nature's version of a phonograph needle skimming grooves in diamond, except instead of music, it replays the death throes of stars. But here's the twist: the recordings aren't static, they adapt. Recent experiments found the crystal updating its playback to include modern cosmic events, as if continually adding to its interstellar archive. Some researchers suggest it might be entangled with spacetime itself, its lattice bending to capture new ripples in reality's fabric. Others whisper about something more unsettling, that the crystal isn't just storing data, but curating it, selecting moments of cosmic significance we don't yet understand. The most haunting playback, a sequence of gravitational waves from a black hole merger, translated into audible tones. When played at half speed, the frequencies resolve into harmonic chords, almost musical, as if the universe itself has a taste for melody. Whether it's a fluke of physics or something far more deliberate, one truth shines through. In the Sombrero Galaxy, even rocks remember. And sometimes, if we listen closely, they remind us how much of the cosmos' story still lies unheard. Drifting through the Sombrero Galaxy's outer reaches, objects 46, 47, and 48 move in lockstep, a trio of worlds bound not just by gravity but by sound. Astronomers call them the harmonic planets, and their cosmic waltz sings. Imagine 3 colossal tuning forks vibrating through the void, their orbital dance so precise, it generates a hum powerful enough to ripple dust clouds light years away. This isn't just poetic coincidence. These planets orbit their star in perfect resonance, their gravitational tugs syncing up like gears in a celestial metronome. For every 4 revolutions the innermost world completes, the middle one finishes exactly 3, and the outermost 2, a rhythmic ratio that transforms their movements into a low, throbbing note echoing across the cosmos. And here's the twist: that note isn't random. It matches the frequency of a human heartbeat slowed tenfold, a deep, primal rhythm that lingers in the bones. Scientists are torn between awe and bafflement. Orbital resonances aren't unheard of. Saturn's moons play similar games, but nothing on this scale. The energy required to sustain such a vibration across interstellar space should have destabilized the system eons ago. Yet these planets hum on, unshaken, as if tuned by some unseen hand. Some theorists suggest their cores might be laced with exotic materials, their crystalline structures amplifying the resonance like a planetary soundboard. Others propose something wilder, that the star itself acts as a conductor, its magnetic field orchestrating the harmony. Then there's the eerie consistency. Over centuries of observation, the tone hasn't wavered by a single hertz. It's a chord frozen in time, a lullaby for the cosmos. Radio telescopes have even picked up faint harmonics, ghostly overtones that seem to respond to passing comets, as if the system is improvising. Whether it's physics pushed to symphonic extremes or something far more deliberate, one thing's certain. In the Sombrero Galaxy, even planets know how to sing. And their song might just be the oldest music in the universe, but the real mystery lies beneath the surface. Scans reveal vast cavern systems on these worlds, tunnels carved not by water or lava, but by resonant frequencies. Their walls shimmer with crystalline deposits that vibrate in perfect sync with the orbital hum, turning entire continents into natural amplifiers. It's as if the planets aren't just humming, they're built for it. And somewhere in those echoing chambers, the universe might be hiding the blueprint for turning gravity into melody. Near the edge of a supermassive black hole in the Sombrero Galaxy, an impossible garden grows. Object 49, the Event Horizon flower. This cosmic bloom unfurls where nothing should survive, its petals stretching half a light-year wide, woven from the very fabric of twisted spacetime. Picture a vortex of gravity sculpted into delicate spirals, pulsing with violet-blue light as it drinks from the black hole's energy like roots tapping into dark soil. Here's what defies logic: black holes shred everything that nears them. Yet this structure thrives in the chaos, its intricate loops and folds holding perfect symmetry even as gravitational tides rage around it. Each petal glows with captured starlight, bending around the black hole's maw in hypnotic patterns that mirror Fibonacci sequences, as if the universe decided to merge a hurricane with a rose. Scientists are grappling with two equally wild theories. One suggests the flower might be a natural knot in space-time, where the black hole's spin stitches reality into these stable shapes, like eddies frozen in a river of gravity. The other, it could be artificial, a megastructure built to harness the black hole's power, its petals acting as quantum antennas siphoning energy from the void. But the real wonder lies in its rhythm. Unlike the violent churn of the accretion disk, the flower pulses gently, its light dimming and brightening in cycles that match the black hole's own spin. It's not just surviving the abyss, it's dancing with it, and every time a petal flickers, it asks us, since when does destruction birth such beauty? The most haunting detail isn't its resilience, it's its loneliness. No other structure like this has ever been found, whether it's a freak of physics or a monument to some forgotten galactic architect. The Event Horizon flower stands as a reminder. Even in the darkest corners of the universe, elegance finds a way to bloom. And somewhere in those spiraling petals, we might be looking at the universe's most breathtaking contradiction, a masterpiece woven from annihilation itself. And now we reach the grand finale of our cosmic journey, Object 50, the structure that defies all expectation. Stretching nearly a quarter of a light year across, this monolithic formation has earned its dramatic name, God's Compass. Picture a titanic arrow forged from some unknown alloy, its razor-sharp tip aimed unerringly toward a seemingly empty patch of the universe. No stars, no galaxies, just void. What makes this cosmic pointer so unsettling? First, its construction. No known celestial process creates perfect geometric shapes on this scale. Its edges are unnervingly straight, as if carved by celestial hands. Second, its target, that desolate stretch of space, holds no detectable matter, no dark energy fluctuations, nothing that should warrant such an emphatic, deliberate marker. So why does this colossal compass insist on pointing there? Theories range from the scientific to the spine-tingling. Some astronomers suggest it could be a relic from an ancient civilization, a signpost left behind to mark something our instruments can't yet perceive, a hidden dimension perhaps, or a gateway long since dormant. Others argue it might be a natural phenomenon, a freak alignment of magnetic fields frozen into this arrow-like shape by forces we don't understand. But the most haunting possibility, that it's waiting, because here's the strangest detail: the compass isn't static. Over centuries of observation, its position has shifted not randomly, but in slow, deliberate adjustments, as if recalibrating to track something only it can sense. Recent scans even detected faint gravitational ripples emanating from its tip, pulsing toward that empty space like sonar pings into the abyss. Is it mapping something invisible, counting down to an arrival, or simply reminding us that in a universe brimming with mysteries, sometimes the most unnerving question isn't what, but why? Whatever the truth, the God's compass stands as the Sombrero Galaxy's ultimate enigma. Not just an object, but a question written across the cosmos, one that lingers long after the final star fades from view. But the mystery of God's compass runs even deeper than its impossible structure. Recent observations reveal something spine-tingling. Its arrow doesn't just point to empty space. It aligns with eerie precision to cosmic microwave background anomalies, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang itself. These ancient ripples in space-time, frozen since the dawn of the universe, hold subtle temperature variations, imperfections that shouldn't form patterns. Yet the compass's trajectory intersects with the most statistically improbable of these fluctuations, as if tracing a hidden constellation on the fabric of reality. This isn't just random chance. The odds of such an alignment occurring naturally are astronomically low, like flipping a coin 1,000 times and landing heads every single time. Some researchers suggest the compass might be acting as a cosmic arrow, marking a point where the universe's earliest moments left behind a scar, a wrinkle in space-time we're only beginning to detect. Others go further, proposing that these anomalies could be evidence of something far stranger, an imprint from a neighboring universe, a bruise left by a collision with another reality. And if that's true, the compass might not just be pointing, it might be warning. Yet the real puzzle lies in the timing. The anomalies it aligns with aren't static, they shift over millennia, drifting like shadows on a cave wall. And yet the compass adjusts, its angle changing in tiny, deliberate increments to stay locked onto them. How does an object this massive know to move? Unless, of course, it's not just a structure, it's a sensor built to monitor something lurking just beyond the edges of our perception. One thing's certain: whether it's a natural phenomenon pushed to impossible extremes or a relic of intelligence beyond our own, the compass doesn't just defy explanation, it redefines it. And with every silent adjustment, it whispers a truth we're only beginning to grasp. The universe might be far more designed than we ever dared to believe. From hexagonal monoliths to singing nebulae, the Sombrero Galaxy has unfolded before us like a cosmic cabinet of curiosities, each object rewriting the rules of reality in its own bizarre way. These aren't just anomalies, they're rebellion against the textbooks, planets that shouldn't orbit, stars that remember, structures so precise they whisper of forces beyond our grasp. Every discovery here feels like finding a puzzle piece that doesn't fit because maybe we've been holding the wrong picture all along. Think about it. Physics as we know it can't fully explain a comet covered in fractals or a nebula humming in perfect pitch. These aren't just quirks of nature, they're cosmic breadcrumbs hinting at dimensions we can't see, technologies we've yet to dream of, or laws of nature that play by a different rulebook entirely. And that's the thrill of it. The universe isn't just stranger than we imagine, it's stranger than we can imagine. So where do we go from here? The beauty of these mysteries is that they belong to all of us. Maybe you've got a theory about the clockwork nebulas ticking gears or the hollow moon's glowing tunnels. Drop them below. This is how science moves forward, not just in labs but in conversations. And if you're hungry for more deep space enigmas, hit subscribe. We're just getting started. The cosmos is vast, uncharted, and teeming with wonders that refuse to be explained. Ready to explore them together, the next revelation is out there, waiting. Let's find it.